PP.
Hi. Wow. We should just restart it and delete the pod. How many sessions? 90 something, yeah? That sounds right. 90. Mm. What?
I don't know the measurement of time for an Assassin's Creed.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good point. I actually don't. Is
Oh,
that
is
I
an
feel is it a lot?
Odyssey.
I feel like it's. I feel like it's. Yeah, I feel like it's a long game. I own it actually. I just. Jesus Christ. No, that's not right. That can't be. That's not. That's not legal. I think is what they mean to say.
Well, the thing is, you have to specify that it's Odysseys because if you go to like the original Assassin's Creed, that's a pretty different amount of time you would spend.
Assassins. uh, got him.
How's this doing on headset?
That is golden.
We'll see if it lasts.
Yeah, we need to figure out what's up with my OS, Cody.
Yeah, well, no.
Because you see, the first Assassin's Creed takes 15 hours to beat the main story. So that's a pretty large margin of how much time one would spend if you use Assassin's Creed as a unit of time.
Is that? I mean,
This is a good way to open the session. Let's keep going with it. Rumham, who are you playing? And if you could dive off of the highest point of a spot you visited in the Dragon Empire, what would it be?
huh.
Rom! Rom's getting yelled at. Ellen!
Yeah, Frank.
What was the question?
Who are you? Who are you playing? And if you
Okay.
could dive off the highest point of any point in Nexus and land safely in a pile of something, where would it be?
So I play Dame Kiri Jadespine, the Dwarven Operatic Bardhead of the Jadespine clan. I'm Ellen, and is this supposed to be if the Dame is falling or me, Ellen?
The Dame.
Okay. I think the Dame would prefer to land in like a whole bunch of like feather pillows covered with silk. Probably back at home.
Yeah.
Or possibly in front of a very wealthy patron who just happens to be looking for somebody to lead the new season of opera that they plan on sponsoring.
Oh, Dame. So you're just like jumping off of the top of a bunk bed, like that's your highest point. Today we
Go
learned.
ahead.
Pow.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Liam Lawrence, and I'm an assassin.
Wait.
What, you think I want to get a new sound clip?
Okay.
So, you wanted me to tell you the highest place that Leanne would jump off of?
Yep.
The top of the gladiatorial arena in Axis.
Alright. It's a very cool arena.
Yeah.
I hope
It's-
you're
it's
landing
quite
on
an
like a
entrance.
wayward criminal at the bottom.
That would kill the criminal. That's
Yeah.
unjust punishment. Now, landing on a bundle of hay that I immediately jump out of on a criminal. That's
there
the way you go.
Seb.
Hi, I'm Seb. I'm playing Ash the Sorcerer, and I think if
Not for long.
oh yeah, probably gonna
That's a
die
threat.
very soon. Yeah, probably gonna die very soon. I'd probably jump into the opals, right? Elves, they probably have very good land management strategies, and so they probably take very good care of their water. And so I'd like to think it's like one of those little aquifers in the middle of the jungle or something like that, where you can just see like 300 feet down to your death, because swimming in fresh water is actually much harder than swimming in salt water.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, Rob.
I'm back. I'm Rumham. I play not Anya. I'm Kalia. I need to change my nickname.
Remember, you're a cleric shield bearer.
Yeah. Well, I don't use my kit very often, so I forget how it works, And I think Kalia, like, the like forbidden snack meme, right? Like if Kalia could jump into it and she knew she wouldn't die, she'd probably jump into a pit of lava just to like see what it felt like. Like that's her secret wish. Like the lava looks so cool and like thick.
Yeah.
Like you'd probably just sink right in, But obviously you would.
Happy.
Yeah, like jumping into a pool of pudding or something, But obviously you can't do that. So she would pick like jumping into one of those really pretty pools of water that they saw in the dinosaur landscape place we were in. There was a lot of cool like oasis type areas, like a beach day.
Do they also have death pools in the underground Thunder Lizard Dome?
Death pools.
Yeah, it's really nice to like the water, the quarries and places like that look really nice. But because they tend to be in areas where minerals are leached out of the water, it's really hard to be buoyant there unless you actually know how to swim. And it's not just like a swimming pool that actually does have a small amount of minerals added to it, or salt water. So people drown at extraordinarily high rates anytime they go out into pools of just pure fresh water. Don't do it.
Did fresh water kill your mom?
No.
Alright, that was my only question. Carry on.
Well, today we've learned some important facts. We've done some very important world building. Yeah, this is the content people come to see and hear. We have some new art. I figure after 90, did I say 90? 80? After 80, yeah, 90. After 90 play sessions, we finally have some art to show off us. That's us. That's our campaign.
Amazing.
Right,
The dragon is not very much splitting, though.
Not yet. It's splitting its jaw, letting out some fire.
Okay. Do you split your jaw every time you talk?
Yes.
You should get that checked.
Is that not? How do you make noise?
Soundboard.
Touche. Nice one.
So when we last left off, you guys had left Dungeon Town, faced quite a peculiar fight. Roll your icon relationships, that's great, roll. And are at the top of the Maddening Stair, a long series of staircases, very narrow, one person wide, pretty much no guardrails across any of them, that winds down just as far as you can see. You've already been walking down for a couple minutes, and you're several stories down, and you just cannot see the bottom yet. There, a small, roosting along the sides of this giant pit are these archivolts, or archivolts. They look like vultures, if vultures were made with church bells and pieces of old leathers, and leather, and if vultures had teeth. These are massive birds roosting in just insane numbers along the side. And you see, like, an orc body falling from up above, and they just mob it, and nothing remains to keep falling down.
Oh.
Flying
they eat it in
here
midair?
would be a quick way to be eaten.
Oh no. Okay.
Uh,
So they don't even wait for it to hit the bottom. They eat it in midair.
Yeah.
I hate it. Okay.
It is. They kind of have a ringing noise when they eat. Like they caw like a church bell being struck by lightning. And as they eat, it's just clang, 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 ding, clang, clang. It's no fun. When you guys had first entered the Maddening Stair, you had seen a procession of cultists. You weren't sure who they belonged to, but one of them, wearing a mask, had looked up at the party and then disappeared around a corner. You have not seen anything of them yet since then. Just stare after stare after stare after stare. Now, the book actually says that for this section, I'm supposed to put your minis at the edge of the table, and if any of you accidentally knock one off, you roll a save. I don't have a way to emulate that virtually.
Oh, Kalia is definitely the first one to break.
Oh.
I'm just letting you know this now. She's
Alright,
the
I'm
first
just,
one to break, so...
I'm just gonna push this X.
Yep.
No more stupid fucking gimmicks.
Why? I like gimmicks. I like gimmicks.
Yeah, I too enjoy being punished for daring to talk at a volume higher than a snail's whisper.
You should should do roll 1d4s.
We have plenty of chances for you to fall down this deep, dark pit without adding additional gimmicks. I promise.
No.
Speaking of which, you're coming up upon your first chance to fall down the deep, dark pit.
Nice.
Nice.
Ready.
Nice. Ready. You've been inching forward, single file line. First of all, tell me how the party has been lined up. I recall you saying Callie is first.
Yep.
Who's after Callie?
Alia is also bitching and moaning the whole time.
Well, among everyone here, who would put up with that the most?
Probably Leanne.
Probably Leanne, yes.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say it myself. I feel like we should put Ash and then Dame at the end.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the order they would go, although I'm definitely missing Lucian right now.
If I could just be further back, that would be ideal.
You, Ash, you want to be in the back?
I mean, no, I don't, because I imagine
Yeah, see? I'm missing
I trust my footing enough, I guess.
I'm missing Lucian. Lucian would take the back and he would be the one to get ambushed.
My big thing is that you know, these things don't necessarily care how you go tumbling down the pit, and I'm just glad I'm not next to Kalia, because I feel like she's the type to reach out and grab somebody on the way down.
You know, she would, and because she's so gigantic and heavy, it would just make it so much faster. Just like throwing a bowling ball off the roof.
Yeah.
See you guys at the bottom!
See, Kalia would pull you down, and then she would take the impact of the fall for you.
That's true.
There wouldn't be anything left of her to take the impact.
Okay, well,
There
I'm
would-
talking
there-
hypotheticals without crows. The point is that she'd let the crows eat her first. In that case.
I'd rather just let. I know, like, we're partially responsible for like these birds being down here in the first place, right? Because of like bad land management or whatever. But I'd rather just let them go. You know, go without this one time.
not sure if we are responsible for it. You know.
It's not like any of the property we own has been eaten.
Well, no, it definitely has, but like, that's how all the jade spines got in the first place. But like,
I
I don't know
don't
how
think
many.
they would keep birds, because like the place that got eaten, that was like the mine, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there were jade spines in it. Like,
Yes, and technically you would own that chunk of the mine, but did you
Yeah.
have birds in the mine?
yeah, that's the thing. Like, no, I don't. So I don't think that's. And I
Right,
really
not-
don't think that landowners are responsible for, actually no, landowners are not responsible for enormous calamities. This would fall under, the acts of God clause. The stone thief would probably fall under that clause in your insurance paperwork.
I don't
Well,
think there's insurance in Axis. I think the
I would.
I'm just saying.
I would not use the G word around these guys. They definitely look like they shop at Hot Topic.
I assume this is all in character as you guys have walked down these stairs.
It is,
Yeah.
and then I run into Leanne because Kali is just staring at the thing in front of us.
All right, Seb, roll a d20, and anything other than a 1, you're fine.
Okay. Oh, okay. Haha.
Aha.
Watch. Behold.
Yeah, you're fine. Kali has stopped because the stairway has given way to a section of thick wooden planks extending from a sheer cliff face. They range in size and length, and they're just kind of cobbled together and such. Although there's bits of rope and gears embedded into some of them. The gaps between the planks are up to 4 feet. Some are as short as 6 inches. Most are 1 to 2 feet. But it's just a somewhat easy jump between them. So I'm going to need just a really easy DC 15 check for the first person to hop on.
We're hopping onto the rickety steps.
This is your chance to not.
No.
You can
Yeah,
turn around.
All right, where do you want to go?
Could I like lay my shield down to help maybe make it, well, I don't know, my shield's really heavy. Also, I forgot to roll my icon relationships.
Hang on, let me see if I can get an act of God up in here.
Yeah? Hey? You said it was a DC what?
15 is an easy check.
Yeah, it's
Easy.
pretty easy.
You know, I think I could.
Yeah.
Okay, I did it.
You make a big deal about jumping over this 6-inch gap that you largely just like have to step extra wide, and like it creaks low under your foot, and you like nearly jump back, but then you like hop on, you turn back and be like, haha, easy.
Well, Toon, you're not exactly like 7'8", 250 pounds of woman, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Carrying a shield and heavy armor.
Why are you carrying your heavy armor? Shouldn't you be wearing that?
A good question, and as Callie is about to answer, the plank underneath her starts to whir and retract into the wall.
Oh, no.
Hey,
What?
I made it across with a 19.
Yeah, you're on the first plank.
First? How many planks are there?
There's a few.
Oh.
However many it takes for one of us to fall off is the vibe I'm getting.
It's skill
Yeah.
check.
That says
Go ahead.
succeeded. That says succeeded.
Does
That's
You're
just-
using easy saves
yeah, I didn't.
instead of skill checks.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so here's how this is gonna work. You guys can either try to hop across, which is going to be a DC 20 for each hop. You have to succeed 4 times to get across. Or you can try, Callie can try to jump back and turn around, although you have no guarantee, you don't see any other way down, and these things are only sliding in, not out.
Are they
Okay.
all
No.
DC
No.
15?
No. Fuck this.
I'm sorry, what was the
wanna use-
question?
Are they all DC 15?
They're all DC 20 now that they are starting to slide into the wall.
Yeah, no, I'm burning my 6.
They're
I want these.
Oh, don't
to
save your
be-
6 and just trust a dice. Come on now.
20?
Why are you gonna use
A 20?
a 20? Yeah.
A DC
Yeah.
20
Easy.
is still a fairly easy save. Check at your point.
Rum, you have to remember, you're able to use a background and then your modifier, and the
Yeah.
skill check also gains your level bonus. So
I'm still not.
Okay, that means that you have like a plus 15 altogether. So you only need-
what is this check? Any
Use
skill?
those legs. Use those legs.
This is a DC 20 of either dexterity or strength.
Okay, fine. I'll
You got
use
that.
strength. Thank
You got
God.
that. Look
I
at
don't want to
those
use my 9 in dexterity.
Those are like pineapple hams. Let's go.
Alright, Kalia has made 2 successes as she leaps over one that's retracting underneath her to another. She wobbles a bit and then keeps going. Alright, who's... Leanne, quick, follow behind her if you're going to.
I don't
doing
know.
it
Maybe.
at the same time seems like a bad idea. I'll be honest with you.
More and more of these planks are sliding in as she's jumping across, even without her stepping on them.
I
I'm
see.
so
So there's no
glad.
indication they're going to be coming back then.
Not so far as you can see.
Well, you know what
So
they
glad
say.
to get the back.
Yeah. Oh no, you're not. There's not gonna be anything left.
Leanne leaps up and catches up with Kalia. We'll give her 2 successes for that already.
Dame, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure, let's go. I was trying to figure out, there's no argument for me being pretty to help with jumping.
You cannot charm the planks of wood.
I was trying to figure out how I could argue that, and yeah, no, I don't think I can. But you know what? As an architecture aficionado, I've had to make some weird jumps before. So I'm gonna go dexterity, and let's see. Okay,
Did you
there
go
we
to like the Indiana Jones College of Performing Arts?
No,
Dame.
on the weekends I go and I wander around destroyed ruins.
Okay.
Dame, I
Everyone has their
apologize,
hobby.
but you are behind Ash and cannot make the check yet.
We agreed.
Yeah?
We agreed to do the little scooty scoot. Yeah.
There's not enough room to scooty scoot. 1 person wide. Dame can crawl under your legs if you want.
I mean, look, if anyone could do
Ooh,
it,
stinky. Ew.
with the Dame's pride.
When's the
I'll
last
let her
time
do
you-
it.
When's the last time you washed in the Stone Thief?
Yeah, but I don't got that weird skin stuff going
When was
on.
the last time you washed, Ash?
Mine is magic. I turn food into literal energy. Like I don't have body stuff anymore. You guys haven't
That's
caught
how
on to this
eating
yet?
worked for most people, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean like I shoot like a
Food
gout
goes
of
in,
fire.
energy gets made.
Burn.
I shoot like a gout of fire off into the pit, and I'm like, yeah, never fart. Ever noticed?
Yeah, this is a great time to argue. More and more planks
No,
are retracting, and the DC
just
tech is
go,
now
just go.
25.
just
Okay.
go.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh my god.
Callie, Leanne, go ahead and make your next hop.
I'm not even gonna use my strongest thing because I trust that I can make a DC 20.
25.
All right.
Ash
25.
is
Now
now
listen here.
off the edge, hanging by one
Hold on.
hand. As Leanne
Hold-
hops
Oh,
ahead
okay.
and is at 3 successes.
Oh, okay. Now, if I haven't fallen off completely, I'm still okay, I think. How do I hop up? Can I get help?
Someone can help you, give up a check. Help someone else, or you can make a check to climb back up with strength.
Oh my god.
I will.
Hi, Ash.
Actually, you know what? I have an item here. The Forgeborn armature that I wear at all times. My second
Oh,
set
that
of
would
arms
help.
actually lets me. So as I'm falling, I get to try again, right?
Yeah.
So this is as I'm going down, this thing automatically just like reaches out and snatches a plank of wood and seesaws me onto the other side, right?
And
Or
the
not
plank
seesaws,
breaks in the one hand, but the next hand's already out throwing you up. You are 2 successes in. Dame,
Can I use that 31?
you can. You're 1 success in. DC 25 to catch up with Ash.
Okay, I'm going for it.
There's not many planks left. Oh, and
No.
Dame like tiptoes on one and then starts falling, her arms waving around.
Can I grab her?
Sure, but
I'm small.
go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh boy. Can I use
Constitution would be fine.
I don't, Constitution would be fine.
Are there?
Perfect.
Wait. I have. Okay, so I have the scepter of the Mountain King. Here, let me roll that to bring that up. Can I use that to order the stairs to act like freaking stairs?
You know, I like it. You can there's a whir of gears being forced out the other direction as the planks extend to catch Dame and let her catch up to Leanne and Kalia with 3 successes.
All right.
Okay, wait a second. You could have just saved us all of this. Can we walk?
I
Can we just walk
forgot.
across?
I forgot I had this. I've only used it once, like the first time we went through the Minotaur.
Yeah, you guys all like tentatively step up to the last plank, and there's like you once again are stopped by Kalia. Like, Kalia, aren't you hopping the final distance? And look past her giant shield. There are 3 orc pikers with their pikes firmly planted in the stairs past this final jump, and 1 leader. Based on the huge grins on their face, they knew you were coming, and that this is a trap they run often.
All right. Well, they're on the. What are the stairs made out of? Like that they're on?
They're on stone stairs.
Okay.
You said orcs?
Orcs.
I have a thing.
Yeah.
I want to shoot ice under their feet.
Ooh, that would initiate us into combat, would it not?
Also, it's gonna be very hard with all of you crammed on like these planks to.
Yeah, no, I have
Yeah,
something. I have something different.
You're right, Kalia. Let me just. I'm sure they'll understand if we explain that we're just trying to get across.
Oh
Yeah,
no! I
speaking of
have
which,
something. I have.
Their leader is holding a long length of rope and his like tusks are really big with his grin on his face. He's like, "Pay the toll, get the rope."
Yeah, I don't think the Crusader would like that. I know you guys kind of have like a hollow, harrowed history together. So why don't you just move out of our way before something bad happens? I don't want to have to call him over. We're on official business right now.
He hacks a loogie over the side and it just goes phew.
There go our negotiations. I want to shoot ice under their feet.
That's a Crusader 6 icon relationship I have.
I choose not to accept it.
Are you shitting me?
I choose to shoot ice under their feet.
I choose violence.
Can you slow your fucking rolls for 2 seconds?
I want them to do a little cartoon noise as they try to get their footing again.
So anyway, I have this Emperor 6, right?
Okay.
I want, as a legislator, you're outnumbered by criminals. You're invading their turf. These are very common situations where you're at one side of a trap, and on the other side is at least 5 different people ready to stab you in the gut, right?
Yep.
Yet, have you noticed that Leanne is still alive?
She is.
I want to use my Emperor 6 to leap onto the stairs, dodge the pikes, and disarm the spears from them, knocking them off the stairway.
Ooh, see, first of all, Rumham, the reason why I'm considering this is That was a good description. You just said, I know the Crusader. Kaboom. 6.
It was supposed to be threatening. It wasn't, oh, I know the Crusader. And he's gonna do this because I have a 6. It was, I'm on Crusader business. If you guys don't get out of the way, I can't help what he does.
Yeah, they're not too scared of the Crusader deep down in the Stone Thief, believe it or not.
Yeah, I
Damn
actually know the Lich King, and I don't whip that card out a lot.
Alright, I'll tell you what, this is a pretty bold ask, but since both of you offered, as Callie is like trying to intimidate them with Crusader talk, like Leanne is sitting there waiting, and the moment their eyes like glance at each other, like, is this chick serious? She launches out from behind Callie's shield. Ash sends out some ice, and as they start tripping on the ice, Leanne knocks all their pikes off into the distance and down the deep hole. And Stormblood just holds up his hands like, alright, you can have the rope.
I can't make the little foot noises from Scooby-Doo, but I want them to do that before they fall to their deaths.
I'm not using a second 6 for that.
What, for the Scooby-Doo noises?
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's the harmless toll. We would have let you across if you didn't have the cash, alright?
Uh-huh. Threatened attempted murder.
Oh, sorry. That was
Ash is
definitely meant to be an OC.
in letters.
That was definitely supposed to be an OOC.
Alright. Unfortunately, I can't very well bring you out of the Stone Thief for any proper punishments that would not be overly cruel. However, and I would like to know, if you answer truthfully, this will be far less harrowing. How many have you let die on this exact part of the stairs?
We tend to get the weird cult pilgrims through here, and they just always bring a tithy to pay at the toll. We haven't actually had to throw off more than a few.
I see. Well then, pick a few of your men. Throw them off the stairway.
He looks, his men are like, no, no, no. And he just, without further thought, shoves the sly orcish striker off, who makes it about 2 or 3 levels down before the archvolts swarm him in midair.
Alright. So that's the kind of person you are. Instead of going down as a noble sacrifice, I draw my blade. I believe you shall be summarily executing, the others pardoned for your crimes.
I don't...
He pulls out his blade. You'll find I'm not that easy to go down. Your friends are still on the other side.
I don't think your men will be attempting to stop them.
Yeah, their men. His men are just like slinking to the side, like, and he's like, "You cowards! Look! I can tell you an exit, and we can all just, further down. Might be interest you adventures, and we can all just move on."
This is the part where I go silent, It's like a moment of like thoughtful consideration for the rest of the party to chime in.
I mean, what? Okay. Just push them off. Like, he's got a shirt, right? Grab the collar, throw him off.
Okay, cool. The man offers us like a possible trade in exchange, but Leanne is not interested. Attempted bribery does not punish the active crime you just committed, proving what you've done. And I'm gonna move to send him off.
I really don't think we need this one-on-one fight unless you really want it.
No, I think she's in a good position.
Tell you what, throw the first attack against him.
Alright, you got it, boss. Yeah, I rolled 3.
Yeah, we'll run a small combat, I guess. Your allies are mostly ranged. They can help you out. His grin returns. You aren't as tough as you made yourself out to seem. And will enter combat. He pulls out a large, nasty blade, and it has like 3 or 4 different teeth along the blade, all meant for taking off limbs.
You're not as tough as you seem.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to use Curse of Chaos. I want him to... He's swinging at me, and the stairway gives way. The step he's on gives way just enough that he loses grip on his blade.
Whew, off the side.
Wait, the blade goes and not him?
It's the Curse of Chaos, not the Curse of Mass Murder.
He is left empty-handed and throws up his hands. Fine, do with me what you will.
Okay, now throw him off.
If that be my fate, so be it.
If I could reasonably bring you to a jail, I would have.
Wait. No, he stopped begging for his life. It's not doing anything for me.
Alright, I'm sending him off.
No! We can use him. And then make him beg for his life. And then throw him off.
Nah, he's gone. He's already in the air. The birds are already coming.
Caw-caw, clang, clang, clang.
As for the remaining 2 of you, consider your crimes pardoned.
They drop their heads like, yes, sir, absolutely.
Wait a second. Have you guys ever considered organized cronyism?
That was precisely what they were engaged in.
No. I'm talking about organized. Like, we can put them to good use. Where's that exit your boss was talking about?
There's a big cave with there's like a crack further down. We call it the Snoring Cave, and there's snoring come from it. Something big in there. We don't go in there.
No, you don't. Except for today, I'm gonna toss them each. I'm gonna toss them each a gold coin, and hand them some steel rods from my bag. And I tell them to lead the way.
That's a lot further down, sir. But sure, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? I like you guys. Here, I'm gonna take their steel rods. I'm gonna heat up my hand. I'm gonna sharpen the point a bit for them, so they have something to stick with.
You guys finish jumping across and look back, and you're almost like, "Oh right." Orion's on the other side, like, "Guys, this looks scary."
Orion did not jump with us.
There was sliding. I thought you guys were gonna fall to your death. I was gonna walk back up if you did.
That is fair enough. I won't fault you there.
The stairs are still like forced into place for like another minute. He just hasn't taken them.
Well, so long as the stairs are listening, just hurry along.
Hey, bud. You remember that talk we had about wands?
He just like sighs and takes a deep breath and just like quickly jumps across, like trying his best not to touch the planks in case they start retracting. So, Orcs, huh?
Some of them can be reasonable.
Yeah, you learn to work with all types. Evil wizards, orcs, undead.
To think I might be with the former. Nothing.
Anyways, evil lawyers, that sort of thing. Takes all types.
All right, you guys are further down the staircase.
I would like to propose a quick rest, aka
Yep.
roll your recharges for your magic items, Seb and Bane.
Oh, that is handy. Thank you.
Yeah, it was world's shortest fight.
All according to Kaikaku.
No, I see. I didn't need anything. I'm actually.
The point was to roll the recovery, as in like the recharge.
Oh, you know
for your
what?
magic arm.
The items didn't even like register as that.
Yeah,
I have
this
my
current
recharge.
version doesn't have items on recharge, but we have a new version we'll be using soon that does.
That doesn't
Okay.
add my intelligence or charisma, does it?
It's just a flat d20.
That sucks. All right. The Forgeborn armatures can no longer help me with a save.
Oh, weren't they recharge 6+?
It was 16. You're thinking of dames.
Oh, you're
Mountain
right.
staff. The misspelled mountain staff.
I'll roll hers.
I like the arms. Oh my god! Yo, can you skim some off the top? Can I have the rest?
No. Maybe with an icon relationship.
I'm okay. It's a Lich King 5, so I think this one's gonna be kept in the back pocket.
All right, you guys continue on and come upon. It's another couple levels down, and this large pillar almost is waving in the distance. As you finally make your way around, this castle is just at a dizzying angle over the side. The stairs run up to the battlements at the top of one of the towers, and the you guys can see more stairs emerging from the side door on the far side of the keep. The only way through is through this castle that seems to be barely hanging on to the edge.
How many degrees tilted would you say it is?
Yeah, at least like 60.
Okay.
There's probably like a little bit of magic gluing it to place. Or
Most
just
likely.
raw luck and determination.
This castle's trying its best. Don't judge it.
Oh, silly me, I forgot your loot from the last encounter. Slightly before this, after your last encounter, there was a cave that the Sour Blood and his crew had been using to hang out while waiting for people to fall into their trap. There's basic food, drink, and other provisions. Oddly enough, though, the Dame, welcome back. That was the world's shortest fight. Pow immediately threw his weapon off the side, and then shortly after him.
Wait.
Also, your staff got recharged.
Oh, cool. Wait, but like, Leanne is gone? Like, Leanne...
No,
like,
Leanne
No,
is-
Leanne is fine. The man tried to stab me. I used my racial power. He lost his weapon. Then he got punted off of a stairway.
Okay. I was like, not the sword cane. Okay. All right. So now we're further down the stairs.
Ever so
it's-
slightly.
okay.
I re-rolled a little to the cavern that they were hanging out in. It bears insignia of some cult, not that of the Devourer, but someone else. It is being held up by these pencil-thin columns. It doesn't seem possible that they're holding this cavern up, but they are set up still. And lanterns are just kind of floating in midair. There's basic food and provisions, but Leanne is standing there just staring at these sigils and like, I recognize these.
No. What do they look like?
I don't know, what do they look like, pal?
See, this is the part where you give some details, because, I've...
All right. They look like a floating ball off of a platform.
Of all the places to see this, why here?
Almost as if reacting to someone or something, a little purple etchings of a portal erupt around that ball, and a secret compartment slides open, revealing a cursed +3 eye-seeking spear, as well as a healing potion, and a small trove of treasure, including 300 gold per character.
300 gold per person. Small trove.
Small trove.
First of all, that spear is rad.
Yeah, I would like to know, it's cursed, it's +3. What else does
I
it
just
do?
posted an OC. The critical range expands by +1 per attack until you score a crit.
I want it.
You don't even use melee!
I don't care. Can't help wondering what eyeballs taste like. I love this thing.
Look, we don't need Ash to be any weirder.
I'm holding on to it for now. We'll figure out what to do with that later.
Kalia, this is a inter-character moment. You are probably one of the people who know Leanne the best, and you recognize that like something's amiss here, like something's going on.
What do you mean?
She seems off. She seems lost in thought.
Was this triggered by something?
You guys, there was a bunch of new cult sigils, insignia.
Yeah, sigils.
New
And
ones?
You're in a cave.
Yes.
There was a bunch of like weird architecture defying gravity,
Yeah.
and you found a marking from a cult that you don't recognize, and it reacted to you guys being there for some reason to reveal this treasure.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I know the whole cult thing's kind of like a sore spot for Leanne, so I don't know if Kalia would like outright say anything.
Also, your hand's glowing slightly.
It more than it does when I'm standing next to Leanne.
Yeah.
Oh, barnacles.
I was just imagining Talia with Squidward's nose for some.
It's kind of hot in here. Anybody else feel some weird vibes? Leanne?
I'm gathering. Yeah.
I think we've seen everything there is to see.
I mean, are you sure? I mean, I don't know. It feels like something's not quite right.
If your hunch is correct, we'll be finding out soon enough.
Could I do like a little magical survey of the area?
A magical survey. Sure, what
Yeah.
questions are you asking? Make sure to keep them fair and balanced.
Don't
Don't ask leading questions.
Right. Like, if there were people here recently, how many of them?
Well,
that
the
all you
orcs were using this as their camp, but it looks like before
Okay.
that, some people have been using this as a place to camp while traveling along the Maddening stair.
Is there any, like, defining characteristics about the sigils, like magical characteristics that Kalia might know about?
They feel like they kind of have a semblance of magic for portals.
Okay, and are they attached to a specific icon, or is it just like...
They have a tinge of Diablos.
I mean, okay, that was given. Okay.
I like to gather some power, please. Just
Okay, yeah.
sort of as a thing for me.
Sure, it's loud.
I like it here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Callia will respect, Leanne not wanting to, reopen old wounds or whatever. But, just kind of definitely keeping extra, like, let everybody know, hey, this is some weird shit,
As you
possibly.
turn to leave, you bump into a floating rock, and it just slowly drifts out of the way. And in a spark of memory, you're like, wait, I've seen Leanne, like, cast rituals to lift up rocks for pathing before.
I mean, am I really gonna ask Leanne to do that in, like, this weird culty area?
Yes. Yes.
Why do I gotta be the one to do it?
Because you're the one romantically involved with her.
Not officially.
Yeah,
Oh.
but you guys talk and chit
I-
chat all the time. You're more likely to know more of that than any of the rest of us. We
I-
probably
I-
don't know to ask.
I hate to say this, but like the heart does not wait for paperwork.
Can we get that?
I don't know if you knew. I don't know if you knew if that's how this worked, but
Yeah, I guess kind of as gingerly as Callia can, even though she's really not a ginger person, she'd kind of nudge Leanne and say, hey, it's a lot of weird floaty stuff. Maybe you could, do some sort of ritual. I know you've done them before. It's kind of, I'm not gonna judge. I know it's not your favorite thing to do, but maybe that would be kind of helpful. Maybe crack a code.
If you can, I would purify that sigil.
Yeah, purification. Woo! I could help if you need. I could like hold a book open or draw a circle. How can I get this train going, Leanne?
You fought demons before. I would imagine you've had your fair share at dismantling people who summoned them.
Oh, I mean, okay. It's just, it's like asking a chef to, let the dog cook dinner. Am I right? I mean, I guess I could do it, but might need some help.
Wait, do your dogs know how to cook? Is this what you're implying?
Callie has dogs?
I mean, if anyone had dogs in this party, it would be Callia.
That's true.
What
We
about
literally have
Lucian?
Lucian. We literally have
I'm
Lucian and Grace.
excluding the man who literally has a dog.
Okay, I guess that's true. I mean, if Leanne doesn't want to do it, I can take a stab at a purifying ritual.
Yeah, it's not hard. You wipe away the sigil with a simple bit of binding magic, and the floating rocks gently float down to the ground, and cracks start appearing in the ceiling. Whatever magic was holding up this area has now been wiped out by you removing this focus.
We are to leave now.
I support leaving structurally on the sound chambers. Leanne, what is going on?
We'll see going forward.
So, a couple levels down, this brings the party back to the strange 60-degree castle leaning out from the side. Supported by something, maybe friction, maybe magic, but it does not look secure at all, and the only way through is into this castle.
Okay. I'll put the dame ahead of me.
I like being at the back, but not the very back. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with you telling the castle to act like a castle again. I'll tell you what.
Lena's going straight forward. She'll take lead.
All right. As you step onto you open the door and step in, and the whole castle, the whole keep starts swaying slightly as you put your weight on. And as you guys step into the room, you take a moment to get your bearings and then feel additional swaying and you hear voices in the distance. You're not the only people in this keep.
I don't like this.
Which way are the voices coming from?
They seem to be coming from this way.
Did Leon shrink?
Don't
I
think so.
swear. Maybe I'm seeing. Yep.
You open the door and softly step down the carpeted hallway, and you hear light. You see light flickering out from beneath the doorway, and you start peeking through the door hole. And I'll open the door just so you can see. But they're sitting in a group with their leader in the center is a bunch of cultists. These are definitively cultists of the Devourer, those who support the Stone Thief. And they are breaking bread and eating just bits of jerky as their leader continues speaking. Now remember, gents and ladies, let's not forget the ladies. You see a single hand go up. Yeah, woo. We're going to go over the plan here. We're going to remind you all what you're doing when we get out of here, because the second we get out of here, no voices. The Archivolts will sometimes just attack us off the side. We don't want... That's how we lost Lenny. Don't want to see it. So, you, and she points to the red one, you are to go to Draken Hall and support whatever efforts, whatever group is trying to put a ritual there. We want to eat that vault. There's a lot of good items in there. He nods his head. Good, good. You, pointing to the green one, figure out why the recent attack against that cursed infestation of a town was routed. Who were these people and why were they able to turn away our spider turtle? It took do you know how hard it was to get that thing in here? Do you know how many people we had to feed it? Don't like it. And you, she points to the purple one, you figure out why the Mad Tailor is messing up with our recent plans despite our last discussion, and remind him that if he doesn't get his shit together, he will be ended. They all nod. Right. Good.
Wait a second. Oh, sorry. No, continue. I'm just looking at... I was just taking notes.
Yeah. Everyone, finish your break. We're heading out in 5 minutes. And they all start lounging.
Just gonna
poke out this door, you think?
There's a group of them in there, and I need to know something from them.
Wait,
Is it anyone opposed to breaking up a cult party?
No. I got this covered, and I pull my hood up over my head.
We want the leader alive.
Understood. I'm going to put my charisma on full display as I walk in there, and I'm
just
how do I
gonna close this door behind you.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot of them. That's a lot of them. I'm going to walk inside, and
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No, they immediately react to you, and they're jumping up to their feet. One of them is like, I'll go tip the castle, and starts like jumping off.
Wait,
and,
no. I
and
put my hands on and say, wait,
Yeah.
wait.
right as you are doing that, Jack is also like, "No, you idiot! I want to stay alive. You better not tip this castle."
I'm the new guy. My robes got really messed up. Nobody told me the meeting was inside a giant death worm made out of stone.
She has one dagger pointing at the guy threatening to tip the castle, and now she points the other at you. You want me to believe that?
My book, because I have one of their big books.
You do have one of their big books. She narrows her eyes, and she's like, "Where did you get that?"
I let it fall back in my shoulder with the rest of my stuff, like my brass arms are up over my head, and I have my hands out, and I just walk forward very slowly, and I say, "Look,
Let's keep your distance.
sorry. I promise. I was told I didn't know I would find you here, but I was told I could find you here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for this. I'm about this."
Uh-huh. You're coming from the other direction we were sent from to join us.
I've held the eyes of the stone thief.
Yeah, I'm sure you had, bud.
Ever heard of Jadespine Manor?
Nope.
Okay. Ever heard of the Dame, Chikiri Jadespine?
Yeah, have you ever heard of Patience? Because I'm losing mine.
Okay.
Why should I put these daggers to your eyes?
I belong to a group of adventurers that have been spoiling your cult's activities every other turn. And kind of had enough of them, so I'm just ran away after killing one of your people. I've done a lot of reading, and I decided I kind of want some of this power for myself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot I can do for you.
Sure, you let us bind you to the stone thief, and you're free to keep up with us.
I make eye contact with her, and do I see evidence of her being bound to the stone thief somewhere?
All of these people are bound to the stone thief.
Okay, perfectly. Then if that's what it takes, I sort of just nod my head and go with it.
All right, bud. Look, I don't know what game you're playing at, but if this is your funeral, she points back at the green one. But that guy, he's gonna send all of us over the edge if you even try fighting. All right?
No, absolutely. What's your name?
Jack.
I'm Ash. Nice to meet you. Can I talk to you by the door very quickly? Because, and I readjust myself such that she hears like an enormous amount of my wealth jingling on me. And I say, between you and me, I think I have a lot of resources that can benefit us if I came in at a higher level than one of the foot soldiers, if you can understand.
Yeah, I think now's a great time for a charisma check.
And I sort of want to like tingle with energy as I say this. I not sort of like in a showy way, right? And if I can, I also want to sort of like pump dancing lights with my foot. Oh, that's a natural one. Now, I'm gonna use my Lich King 5, I think, to sort of like I want to put on a show of like power in a way that only bad guys do. You know what I mean? Like,
aren't you already one?
you know what I mean when they walk into the room and there's sort of like this black aura behind them? I kind of just like in the back of my head, I'm like calling out to the Lich King, and I've been practicing this a little bit, and I sort of like start opening the gate, and I say, I know, you know, I'm awake. I know, you know, I'm out here. I know, you know, I'm looking for you, and this is your shot, right? So I'm gonna sort of like risk a full-on sort of like abduction by the Lich King just to get those sort of black, nasty tendrils out.
She puts away her daggers and she's like, all right, lay down on this here remains of a bed. We'll execute the ritual and you'll be bound to the stone thief.
I asked her for a talk by the door.
Yeah, we're by the door.
Okay. Over here.
Yeah, no. Why don't you sit down on this here bed? We'll bind you to the stone thief.
Is that what my 5 gets me?
Yeah. We're converting your charisma fail to a charisma check. She's willing to bind you to the stone thief.
To another charisma check?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Come on. She gestures. You said you want to join us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lay on down.
Lay on down.
Two of them like start holding your arms, and she gives you a stick to bite on. She's like, "This is gonna hurt."
Yeah, I'm about that. Can I crescendo?
Can you crescendo?
Yeah, like I'm gonna go ahead and offer them my arms, and then as they sort of like step forward, I'm gonna clap my arms together and cast crescendo.
All right. Who are you casting it against?
The 2 against me.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna target one of them such that I assume the AC is the same.
Let's see. You can choose more than one target, but you take a -2 penalty when attacking. You chose 2 targets. That means that is a 19 versus PD, which is still a hit. You apply 22 damage to both of them, and they like fly away from you, and the whole castle starts like swaying. As you do this, her held action kicks in, and she plunges daggers down into your chest.
Ooh.
You manage to roll at the last second, and it plunges into the bed.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Is this a one-on-one thing? Can I do a thing?
Can you do a thing?
Yeah.
What would you like to do? Question mark?
I would like to set the arms as a quick action to grapple.
Okay.
And now if she tries to disengage from me, she has to roll at a -4.
I like it. And this is where we will start off this combat.
Dude is not playing about those Dude is not playing with those icon relationship points anymore.
Her second dagger jabs forward. Wow.
Yeah, she's nothing if not consistent.
She's nothing if not consistent. And your arm, your mechanical arm, like whirs and holds, and barely holds back. It's now the acolyte's turn. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7. 2 of them are definitely like not doing great, and really like no more than 3 of them can even like surround you in these close quarters. But the 3 that can are going to.
Ooh. Whoa, okay, one guy gets in on me.
A lot of 3s. Whew.
See, apply as damage.
As they engage you, the leader now gets a +1 bonus to their attack.
I
Is that
see.
permanent or only while they're engaged?
While they're engaged? I would assume.
Okay, I get
All
beat
right,
up.
Leanne, it's now your turn. You hear Ash cry out in pain, which is not surprising.
Cry out. Come on now. It's just one. Just one hit me.
Alright, well, it's gonna step in. I feel like I can't really get much further than the front of the doorway before this acolyte would like stop me.
Pretty much.
Remember what I said, Ash.
She'll only be as dead as she decides to be. I promise you.
You stab through him and lop off. That was one health off. His heart is still on your sword and beats one last time as he falls dead.
Well, he was a shitty cult acolyte.
And he slumps to the ground. The whole keep is now swaying wildly as if in the wind. Callie, it's now your turn.
So, Leanne only wants the wants us to take the leader alive, correct?
Yep.
I
We're
mean,
stuck.
this might be a meta question, but is this implying that she knows these people already, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool.
This one, by the way, is doing something to the tower. He was the one that threatened
Right.
to send it over the side.
And then there's nobody in this room over here.
Not that you can see.
Not that I can see. Can I just peek my head in?
Yep.
Is there anybody in here?
Nope.
Cool.
Although
Now y'all are
I
kind of
was
clogging
trying
up
to
the
tell.
doorway.
Not a
So,
personal choice.
if I were to cast a ranged spell, could I cast it over them to... Wait, which one is the leader?
The leader is the one with a very different art from the rest.
Right,
And
that's
the
what I
name.
figured. Just wanted to double check. Could I do a range attack at this guy over
You
here?
sure could. And all
Okay,
the
yeah.
acolytes are mooks.
Oh, even better. I am going to just do a javelin of faith.
It splashes across the stone.
I'm gonna make that a hit by using Moment of Glory to add a +3.
And the stone falls down, dealing also still 8 holy damage. Wait, sorry, it's a 5th level spell. 33 damage.
+8!
Plus 8. He's dead. Crushed under the stone.
Cool. It doesn't do any splash damage to the other mooks?
It was pretty much just enough to kill him.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Alright, Dane. Ellen, you're muted.
Damn it, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna sidle up next to Kalia. But since Kalia's kind of blocking the door, I guess I'm hanging out there.
I mean, reasonably speaking, Callie is the one you could most easily, like, walk under the legs of.
Well, this is true, but she's also, you know, real good protection, so I'm not unhappy about being here. I'm just less useful.
Fair enough.
Could I cast, since my spells are auditory, could I still hit the cult agent?
Yes,
Since
you
I
could
can
hit
see her?
Jack, the cult agent.
Is that Jack? Okay, yeah. There we go. Yes, I'd like to battle chant at her.
Okay.
Him.
Her.
Her.
You hear a cry, "For the Devourer!" as the red experienced one leaps in the way of your hit and takes it for her. And just slumps over dead on the bed.
I will take it.
There is some splash damage from that one.
Ash, would you like some temporary hit points?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
please.
Yeah, absolutely. Have some hit
Apply
points, which is
as temp
actually not 8. Did we get that fixed? I think
Uh,
it's supposed to be.
No, it is fixed now. 'Cause
Yeah,
it used to be
okay.
your mod.
It's doubled though, because you're staggered, right? Or are you at the cusp?
Staggered.
Okay, so 16 then.
Yeah. He is
Okay.
just barely staggered by 1 point.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you know, we take that, and that'll be my turn.
All right, Ash, it's your turn.
Oh yeah, it is. Hi everyone. Boy, I'm gonna start with the guy by the door. Ash throws out a hand, and just zap.
The moderate one?
Well,
Wait, the mellow one. The mellow one died. Kalia killed it.
oh, okay. Did he? Oh, I didn't have my screen over enough to see him. Okay. Then I'll do the one to the immediately to the south of me, the moderate one.
Okay. That is 50 damage. You blast through it and do some splash damage to the next one.
It wasn't even.
No. Yeah.
It
I'll
wasn't
reroll.
even.
So that one that was just hit, I will lightning fork again. Unbelievable.
You always do this.
So
That is
half
a miss,
damage.
though.
Yeah. Is
Still
the
enough
pain
to kill it and bounce to the next one.
when you attack with a chain spell and get a natural even roll, it just doesn't. Yeah, it just keeps going.
Doesn't stop.
All
The
right.
other one is now zapped and dead. There's only one acolyte.
Does that hit?
As a
Yeah,
hit,
it does.
as you take out the final one and leave just her.
There's very clearly like lightning ready to go in my hand again. But I don't say anything. I just sort of like step away from the door and nod at Leanne. And I'm just still holding the spell.
Okay, it is now her turn. She is going to, in a last show of force, throw another attack at you.
She
Really?
did it.
Really? Okay. She may pop free automatically? Jesus.
That is on a nat 20, which she did
Oh,
not
on
do.
a nat 20, which she did not make. Well, I'm not dead yet.
You're not dead yet. More importantly, you're not bound to the stone thief. As she retracts her knife, she's like, "We could go like this." Oh, I forgot to roll for the whole castle keep. Let's see. That is the castle is like sliding and very close to falling off the edge. She's like, "We could keep fighting, and I'll die. I know I'll die, but I can keep fighting and make sure you guys don't hit the door before this castle slides off and brings you with me."
Or we could just walk out here together. I don't see why this has to be a dying sort of scenario.
Yeah, and what makes me have any inclination you won't just kill me the second we're out?
Because she wants you.
Unless you can get that sigil functioning properly again, I suggest that we take our leave immediately.
I ain't got nothing to do with the magic of this castle.
Then who does?
There's a weird other cult down here that maintains it from time to time. We give them resources that we collect in order to do it.
I will guarantee your safety if you bring me to them.
She's like her footing is she's struggling to keep as the castle keep is like shifting in place. She's like, Well, it's better than a guaranteed death. And she, like, dashes back. But that guy's gotta put down his lightning magic.
Ash,
Okay. Okay, I extinguish it. There he goes.
HP looking kind of low for PvP. Not gonna lie.
She is keeping a careful eye on you guys as she sheathes her daggers. Let's get out of this death trap then.
Agreed. Void door.
Void door. You guys exit the far side of the castle, and she's still just keeping a careful eye. And she's like, alright, I have an idea on how I can make sure I don't just die to you guys. I'll tie myself to your friend here, and if you axe me from behind, I'll fall off, and my body will certainly bring him with me.
Wait. Which friend?
You.
That's a perfectly serviceable deal.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I mean, you could just fall off the edge and take him with you, and I you know.
I look at her very confused for a moment, and I like make fire in my hand, and then I put it out, and I just make it again. And I put it out, and I just make it again until it like clicks.
She's like,
Like-
you think we use burnable rope down here? She pulls out some metal chain rope.
Oh, you just a chain. That's just a chain.
It's rope.
I mean, you'd be surprised what I
Lucian's
can
gotta
do
be
with that
just
too.
freaking out. This is a rope that he doesn't have.
Actually, he
Wherever
does.
he
He has
is.
a dwarven smith chain rope.
Oh, he does. You're right.
She
I'm glad
links one class to Ash and the other to herself around the waist.
Alright. Lead the way to that cult.
Pow, what is the cult that you used to be in? What's their name?
Would you believe me if this is the one thing I didn't think of?
Yeah, I also forgot to consider that this might come up.
Golden Eye.
No. That's a shit name.
All right, well, you think of one.
The Weavers of the Reality of Gravity. I don't know.
All right, it's a long name. Most people just call them the Gravity Weavers, and she's like, yeah, they do a lot of weird gravity thing, which is awful helpful here in the Maddening Staircase. They showed up, I don't know, 10 years ago. They've been really useful ever since. They don't like fighting, though.
You said 10 years?
Wait, how old is Leanne?
That's forget exactly. That seems about right.
Yeah, it seems about right. Yeah, 10 years.
I see.
Must have been another victim of our glorious devourer. Soon may he consume the world.
Do you happen to have spoken with them about anything of them? How they came here?
Look, if I asked every person who ended up down here how they end up down here, I wouldn't have time to do things like, you know, lead expeditions that get massacred by a crazed sorcerer and his party, who's apparently walking around. She looks back with two orcs that I could have sworn were guarding the way in, and they're averting their eyes. Gonna have to
Yes.
talk to Grimtooth about that one. And also just, there's Orin in the back, like, sheepishly looking. Who's that?
A weaver.
Of the
Our mad
gravity?
pet?
No.
Or, literally just some guy we brought along because he wanted
Look,
to see the
why?
outside.
You're a
Wow.
cultist. You understand the importance of looking good wherever you go. Why don't you have a personal weaver with you? That's the real question.
And these orcs are going to be showing us to the Snoring Cave after this as well.
Oh, whew, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. There's a big old dragon in there.
I'll be honest, I'm not too worried.
Oh, that good old Craigsassy? Oh man, I forget how he has to pronounce his name, but he used to defend these maddening stairs. He was quite the beast. He's kind of old now and doesn't. He's been relegated off to his cave though.
Do you know any of the Weaver's traditions?
They say some mumbo jumbo. They like to look at portals and then they hold things up like this castle. Awful more convenient than giving more sacrifices to the Devourer in hopes that he provides us another path.
Wow, that seems like a lack of faith, one might argue.
I'm just looking out for myself, alright?
Pragmatism can get you rather far.
It helped me on the streets of Shadowport, and it's helped me here in the dark, dank depths of the Maddening Stair.
Oh, are you aware that Shadowport was the most recent target?
Huh. I thought I recognized some bits of home.
Oh yeah. You know, if this thing doesn't work out, I'm looking at a startup once this whole thing is done.
Yeah?
Yeah, no. If you're interested, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
We got it. Then
Tree
right
gestures at the never-ending stairs. I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, well, about that, I'm just, how are you with planes of magic? Like just lots of raw magic.
There is that plane I sometimes shadow walk to.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how
Oh,
shadow walking works for everyone who can?
I don't know. I don't ask.
You
That is the
a lot
most
of
rogue thing I've heard.
I just stab.
That is the second most rogue thing I've heard.
I like that. Doesn't ask a lot of questions, just gets the job done. Wow.
I must admit, I was rather surprised that Ash here waited so long before starting a fight.
Starting what fight? What do you mean?
Man mass murders entire cult. Doesn't... Okay.
You look Ash dead in the eyes and he does not see what's wrong. If anything, he has the same sort of like level of confusion in his gaze that you do.
Right. So how far along this pathway are the Gravity Weavers?
There's actually a branch coming up that they like to hang out at. I think I saw we passed by a procession that was going its way down not that long ago. Something about they have a new ritual they want to try out. I don't know. More importantly, do you know how hard it is to get two groups traveling different directions on the Maddening Stair to like coordinate? Someone has to back up a long way. And if you put that many people in the crumbling keep, then it starts falling. No good.
I must admit,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
surprised they were able to get an entire keep staying afloat, though.
Yeah, barely. She gestures back at it where it's just like still swaying back and forth.
So,
one of your men did tamper with it.
Hey, this guy's the one that threw lightning all around, and that one's the one that shouted.
yeah,
with magic.
Well, if you just let me kidnap you in the hallway, that wouldn't have been an issue.
I've had that happen before. I was wise to your ways. We could have just bound you to the stone thief. It would have been great.
I think you and we could make a great team. Have you
Yeah.
heard of the Great Ghoul?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, what they're doing, cool and all that, or something, or whatever. I don't know. It's probably not great for the area. Maybe that position needs to be filled by like somebody new.
Yeah,
and
you
maybe
know,
not the
you
whole
come
thing.
down here, you keep saying that the person like I have a lot of points banked up with these factions, right? I have been here a very long time since childhood. I've worked my way up. I've stayed alive.
Uh-huh.
I've avoided the Minotaurs crushing me. And here I am, trusted, in charge. When the stone, if the Stone Thief, if the Great Devourer does achieve its goal, I'm going to get paid out for that loyalty. And you
You think
know,
so?
our current agreement with the Great Ghoul, it's I think going to help us get there. And you know, even if his thing works out instead of the Devourer,
Well,
cool.
see,
I'll get
here's the
loyalty
thing.
points there too. They transfer.
I mean, that's the thing. Wouldn't you want to be on the Great Ghoul side? Now imagine if there was a Great Ghoul that was working for you, right?
No,
Imagine that level of resources.
have you been in our cult before?
No, but I am very interested in looking to start one up. I'll be honest.
Look, tell you what, these two things don't pan out. I'm still kicking. I'll be in the field market for a new cult. All right.
Uh-huh.
I must admit, you're lucky you're tied to them.
To Ash? Or
Leanna's
to
not going to specify who she's referring to.
I mean, it's kind of dusty in here. If I just sneeze a little too hard, I could accidentally knock one of them over, and we can call it an accident, Leanne.
That would still be murder, and I would be forced to prosecute.
But it's an accident.
Manslaughter at best.
Yeah, see, that's a lower sentence. I could do a couple years in jail. It's okay,
Mm.
right?
Odds are you would be put into gladiatorial pits with your physique.
Oh, damn it.
You don't want to mess up that pretty face.
It does make the sentence far shorter, though.
As though Kalia would not absolutely love getting to bash people in for a living in front of an adoring crowd.
Yeah,
The
but
thing is
that's
that
like
you-
so much more work than just like sitting in a cell for a couple years, right?
That's true.
Like, make
Yeah.
no mistake, if Kalia could afford to sit around and get fat, she would, but she doesn't have anything on her resume that'll allow her in an administrative position.
Yeah. I gotta go to secretary school.
You guys have come upon the junction that she referred to. It's a rare branch off of these never-ending stairs, and it goes down a fair bit, and you hear chanting, and you see, and there are people walking around in a room further down, and there's definitely some sort of magic going on in there. She's like, well, there you go. The Weavers of Gravity. Doing something.
All the places.
Look, if I had to choose a place along the Maddening stair, this is one of them. This is up there.
Right. Well, I see no reason to keep you with us unless you wish to remain.
So we're cool. I can just take this off, and I won't get blasted from behind.
No,
Fine.
probably not.
Keep my word.
She gives a thumbs up and a smile, and then shadow walks and disappears, leaving and there's a clank as the metal rope just ends up on the ground, still connected to Ash. It starts trailing over the side, and he quickly catches it.
I mean, if it's cool with you, I just want to burn through my end.
Okay. It takes a
I don't
good bit of
even-
heat, but like it melts, and like the rest of the rope goes clanking down. Clank, 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 clank,
And I just turn to the party and I say, see, the bit was
Clank.
we could both just have done that at any time.
clank, clank,
She was nice.
clank, clank, clank.
Well, Leon's going in.
You step off the stairs. Some of you are probably relieved to be back on like flat ground, and it's not even swaying. And you walk up, and some robed members come to stop you. Only some of them are robed. The rest are just kind of in simple wear. And they're like, "We don't recognize you. Who are you?"
I know it's been a while, but surely you could recognize a young face if
Well-
you're the same type?
As your voice calls out, one of the people in a robe with the mask you saw earlier turns away from where they were consulting and talking about a book that they were researching with others, and is like, "Leanne? Is that Leanne? She survived?"
We were just making friends today.
You survived?
They rush over, and Leanne's like clutches her cane, like, "Am I about to be attacked?" And then suddenly Leanne is embraced with a giant hug. "I thought I lost you."
I thought that I lost all of you.
I never thought I'd see my daughter again. And they take off their mask, and there is a tiefling looking back at you. Is your father?
We have a lot to discuss, don't we?
He is missing one eye. That was not like that last time you saw him. There are some pretty heavy scars, and but his one eye that's still there sheds a tear. He's like, "Yeah, there sure is. But quick, who are all these friends? Oh my gosh, you've grown up so much. Ah, look at this armor."
Wait a second. Look at this armor.
Yeah,
No, I'm
Leanne's
kidding.
in pretty
I'm
impressive armor.
Yeah, it perks from being part of the legislature program.
I don't know what that is, but I'm so goddamn proud. Someone goes up and is like, "Sir, the portal." "Ah, yes. We have so much to talk about, so much, but we're in the critical junction of opening up this new portal, and it needs to stay steady, and I just need like an hour. Please stay."
Oh, right.
I can afford that. If the rest of you wish to continue without me, you can. I'll find a way out on my own time.
I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to be splitting up in the frickin' Stone Thief.
I think
We
this is
already
a
left
little bit
Lucian
more.
at Dungeon Town.
This is a little bit more than a split up. I think Leanne's saying goodbye because she wants to hang out with her dad for a little bit. And well, Leanne is frankly, as somebody who has had to endure death threats from you every day, I'm gonna say I am not gonna miss it. And I put my hand on your shoulder and then give you a big hug. You know, just a pat. You know, I say, oh, yeah. I hope you got something real cool behind that portal. Can't wait to see what it is, what you cook up there.
You do realize that this was more of a question. You could have said yes or no, we're staying.
No, I understand. I understand what it's like when you see a dream that you got to follow through. You got to follow through.
No, we're
Let's not
staying.
try
The
to make
answer is
excuses.
no, we're not leaving.
Let's try not to make excuses for it. How long do you need? Like 10 years, maybe?
10 years.
How close is Ash to the edge of the staircase right now?
Sadly, not very.
Damn it. Oh, you know, we could just like rest for a little bit while Leanne does her stuff, you know? I don't think it's a good idea to be leaving.
I agree. I don't think we should move on without Leanne.
I would appreciate if you were to remain here. I must admit.
Of course we'll wait for you.
Just sitting in one spot. I mean, how could I say no to that? Am I right? Is there room to like build a fire or something around here? You know,
There's
cook
the
some
huff
food?
of Orion. Yeah, I could use this.
Yeah. You know, we've been working our legs a lot. I
Oh,
think we could use
God, Guys, that's... Oh.
think
How many
he
steps
needs-
was that?
He needs a chair. I don't know. I lost count. But I think you're good for the day. I think you got your steps in.
Oh.
I want to roll intelligence to see if I kept track of how many flights of stairs I went through.
Go ahead. You lost track after like 24.
At least 2.5 dozen flights.
Pretty much all of the weavers are focused on their ritual. They are preparing and opening some sort of portal. Kalia's hand is just glowing bright at this point. And there's all sorts of gravity-defying bits going on, like rocks and construction and runes are floating up to reinforce and construct this portal. Whatever it is, it's going to be a permanent construction, not just a temporary one. But one of the assistants is like, I'm fairly new. I joined the cult. I was consumed by the Devourer here, and these guys were probably the nicest group and faction here. I can answer some of your questions.
Yeah, what's that portal?
Oh, well, as in exchange, we are supporting and researching the Devourer here. There is some strange portal, we think, that is powering the center of the Devourer. And not only that, there's actually a very interesting sealed heart here in the Maddening Stair, which is why we stay here. And we're hoping to glean some understandings into that. Our end goal is, we think, to go through that portal and achieve Nirvana. That said, for now, we are establishing a new link to summon in new monsters and bind them in transits for the local factions.
I'm taking notes.
And like they're like explaining, I don't understand a lot. The head weavers, those in the robes, really know what they're talking about, and they're like explaining about how you can coerce etheric energies into a small runic form, almost like making bricks, and this helps reinforce the tunneling through the second plane of infinite magic, and it's all very boring to everyone else.
Yeah, no, I pay rapt attention.
Yeah. So they're aware now, huh? That the rituals can be used to coerce demons to come.
Yeah, that they didn't like that. A lot of people left. Well, left is maybe the wrong term. There's a big divide of the group after that, but it is very useful for staying alive here.
Oh, I imagine it has a lot of uses.
Yeah, we get fed pretty well. We get our choice of comfy places like this to hang out. We get, some news from up above from time to time, some loot.
Have you ever considered maybe opening a second plane sort of adjacent to that and seeing if you can't get some fun sort of like ice demons or lightning demons?
See, they tried that, and that caused a great schism, and lava flooded, and that's why the gauntlet has so much weird lava now.
Yeah, well, maybe we can try that again.
No.
Take a second stab at it while we're here.
All the things.
You would not believe the kind of ritual we had to do in order to freeze that volcano down there.
Oh, I think I do. And I
Popped right out. We had no clue.
I just stow the Devourer occultist book behind me.
As to clarify, especially as I imagine Kalia might be wondering, the innate nature of these rituals, at least the smaller ones, taps into the same energy that those of hellholes have. However, siphoning that energy for whatever purpose you may use it for whether bridges or holding up a castle, or even keeping a tunnel from caving in. It leaves a hole that if a decently attuned demon were to discover, would be able to force open and come into the realm that this rift is in.
And that's what the Weavers have been researching. They think that there is a more pure source that they can tap into here in the Stone Thief to avoid those kinds of issues and get access to the raw portal energy without the demonic corruption. Of course, right now we summon the demons on purpose. You know, again, that's our agreement. But you know, so what if there's a couple demons wandering around this dungeon, right? You know, they either get slain by adventurers or they get, you know, they go slay some monsters, whatever.
Any place for experiments like this, Stone Thief is a good one.
Man, with actually, if you know what you're talking about, which it sounds like you do, and you guys look really strong, especially since you have orcs following you, and those pikers are strong, I know. Further down, there is this clock in the Maddening Stair, and we think that sealed within it, we can get access to some incredible power and energy.
I will consider it with further information.
We will absolutely love to.
Ash,
It-
why
yeah,
are you
hi.
bootlicking the lowest ranking member?
Because you know how, you know what they say, there's always gold, right, somewhere in that pile of sand. And boy, there's just some notes that I have taken during this conversation. I cannot wait to pick your brain, I say to the cultist.
Well, you're not going to be getting any information from her.
You know what?
There's
I
a
think
reason why the Weavers keep it so closely guarded.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
You know
serve
what?
another. I'm gonna have to serve just a decade or two before I'm gonna be trusted with those secrets.
Yeah, well, that clock, you said it was
Have
further on down,
you
right?
ever experienced your entire sense of orientation being flipped? To the point where you were standing on a ceiling as if it were a floor?
Is this a real question?
Have you ever then had that orientation changed rapidly and suddenly, slam you against every wall, ceiling, and floor within reach?
It sounds like an experience. I would love to learn how to do that.
Well, you're gonna have to endure that if you want to learn it.
Okay.
Alright, let's set up camp. I see no reason to not enjoy some form of meal in this.
What kind of meal do you make here in the Maddening Stair?
Alright. You know, I'm using my remaining Emperor 6. One of the... When they were testing one of their portals, they ended up pulling a supply cache from the Empire. However, it was locked with an enchantment done by some of the archmages, you know, understudies, so to say. Thankfully, Leanne, as a legislator, knows the magical code to unlock such of a supply cache.
All right.
And in there, is enough for her to make campfire grilled filet mignon
Wow, fancy.
with nice like Worcestershire sauce. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the best food that these people have had in a long time, although most of them are too busy working to enjoy it. You set aside a plate for your dad.
Damn right I do.
That is where we'll end this session. Let's go ahead and start from the top. Seb, something you like, something or someone you want to see again, and how many steps do you think you guys took?
Let's see. I liked the very small map. That was fun. That was an interesting one. And I think I would use that again for a different game myself. That's pretty smart.
You know, sometimes you're just crammed.
I like that there's a lot of interesting magical places here. Man, passing up a lot of good opportunities here to sort of just, you know, do some really fun and evil things. And I mean, evil's subjective. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to see this stuff. I want to see more of it. I want to get my hands on some of it. I'm left sorry. It's fun. I'm just left feeling very frustrated because I want to do like crazy horrible things, but of course there's bigger goals to do. So
All
let's
right,
get on.
Romhip.
While the staircase was annoying, it was definitely something that we had to think about. Like when it came to, you know, whether or not we wanted to fight and stuff like that. So I thought it was interesting. I liked, you know, trying to think of a way around the obstacle rather than just like straight out fighting. And I think it's cool that we get to see more stuff with another character. I feel like we haven't seen that in a while, quite a while. Any like characters backstory tie-in, because we've been in the Stone Thief for like 6 months now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. And you know, I don't have anything to complain about because there were no spiders in this one, so we're good, baby.
All right. Who is next? It is Ellen.
Let's see. I always like it when we get to see like the people behind these so-called villainous organizations. Like, what are the cults doing? They're sitting there and they're having a meeting over their lunch break. Like, that's such a human thing, and I always like when we get those moments of like, hey, the bad guys are just like showing up and doing their job the same way we are. Yeah, so I always like those moments, and we got a lot of them this session. Something I'd like to see again. Oh God, there were. Let's see. I am curious about like this relationship between the cults as well, and more relationships between the different groups within the Stone Thief. Like, we're starting to see some more of the politics there, and that's fun, and I'm interested to see how that will continue to develop. And then, what was our bonus question? How many steps did we do?
Yeah, how many steps do you think you did?
So I did a Google. If we did 12 and a half flights of stairs, that's probably only like 180 actual steps.
Those are much bigger than the average flight of stairs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So they also say that the average flight of stairs. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so heck, I don't know, like 1,000 steps. I mean, but the thing is, like, every like actual stair is definitely harder than like a flat step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap!
All right, Pal, bring us home.
Hey, welcome home. Got a nice bowl of soup up for you. I enjoyed the little spying moment on the first cult. That was nice. Getting to use 2 icon relationships to diffuse a situation is always nice. Actual good consequences on using a 5. That was cool. You know, childhood trauma. That's always a plus. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going to lead.
Been a while since we've explored Leanne's story.
At the very, very minimum, though, I think there's been at least 59 floors worth of stairs we've gone down. Maybe 60.
That is a lot. That is a lot. We will see you all next week, where we should be rejoined by Max, hopefully.
Oh, fun.
Lucian's got a lot of steps to catch up on.
Yes. Boy, am I glad you guys didn't send that castle off the edge, because then that would have been really hard to explain how he got caught up.
Oh, wait.
All right, we will see everyone next week then. Ciao.